Nobody's life changes because of a 5-year plan. It changes because of things that take 90 seconds and get done 400 times. I'm going to give you 10 of them. Every single one takes under 2 minutes. None of them require motivation, a gym membership, or waking up at 5. And I want to be honest with you about why they work, because it's not what people usually say. It's not discipline. It's friction. Every one of these removes a small piece of friction or adds a tiny bit of it in the right place. That's the whole mechanism. Number 7 is the one that changed the most for me, and almost nobody does it. Quick thing before the list, because it decides whether any of this sticks. Big changes fail because they need you to be a different person tomorrow. Tiny habits work because they need you to be exactly who you are with one small thing rearranged. And they compound. A 2-minute habit done daily is 12 hours a year. But the real payoff isn't the hours, it's identity. Do a small thing consistently, and your brain updates who it thinks you are. Then the bigger things get easier because they now fit the person you've become. One rule for all 10. Attach each habit to something you already do. After I pour coffee, I do X. After I close my laptop, I do Y. An existing action is the hook. Willpower is not. Habit 1, and it's the foundation. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Answer the message. Rinse the plate. Pay the bill. Book the appointment. Put the shoes away. Here's why this matters more than it sounds. Every postponed small thing doesn't disappear. It becomes an open loop your brain keeps holding. 20 open loops feel like exhaustion, and you can't even name what tired you out. You didn't do anything. That's exactly the problem. The cost of doing a 2-minute task now is 2 minutes. The cost of postponing it is 2 minutes later plus carrying it all day. Try this for one day only and watch how much lighter your head feels by evening. Habit 2. Make your bed. 30 seconds. I know you've heard it, but not for the reason people give. It's not about tidiness or discipline. It's about giving your brain a completed task before the day has a chance to go wrong. You're 30 seconds in and something is already finished. That's a small win banked before anything can take it from you. And there's a second effect. A made bed changes the room. A tidy space makes you less likely to add mess to it. So one clean surface quietly pulls the rest of the room up with it. On the days everything falls apart, you still come home to a made bed. That matters more than it sounds. Habit 3. A glass of water before your first coffee. 10 seconds. Overnight, you lose fluid through breathing and skin, so you wake up mildly dehydrated. That's the brain fog and the heaviness you're treating with caffeine, and caffeine dehydrates you further, so you're pouring fuel on the exact thing you're trying to fix. Water first, coffee after. The trick that makes it automatic. Put the glass by your bed the night before. Then it's not a decision, it's just something already standing there. Habit 4. When you work, your phone goes face down and out of arm's reach. 5 seconds. Not silent. Not upside down next to the laptop. In another room, or at least across the desk. The reason is uncomfortable. Studies on this keep finding the same thing. A visible phone drains attention even when you never touch it because part of your brain is spending effort not picking it up. You feel that it's being tired after work you barely did. Distance beats willpower every time. Make the phone 3 seconds away instead of 0, and the habit of grabbing it dies quietly on its own. Habit 5. 10 minutes of walking after your biggest meal. After you eat, blood sugar rises. Sit still, and it spikes and crashes. And that crash is the fog that eats your afternoon. Walk for 10 minutes, and your muscles pull sugar out of the blood, flattening the whole curve. You don't need a workout. Walk to the shop. Walk around the block. Take a call standing up and pace. This is the single cheapest thing on this list for how you feel at 3 in the afternoon. Do it for a week, and you'll notice the difference before you believe the explanation. Habit 6. Before you close your laptop for the day, write down tomorrow's one main task. 60 seconds. Not a list. One task. The one that would make tomorrow count, even if nothing else got done. 2 things happen. First, your brain stops chewing on tomorrow all evening because the decision is already made. Second, tomorrow morning, you don't have to choose. And choosing is exactly what you're worst at with a sleepy brain at 7 a.m. Most people write the list in the morning, when they have the least capacity for it. Move it to the evening, when the day is still fresh in your head. Habit 7, and this is the one I promised. When you don't want to do something, commit to 5 minutes. Not to finishing it, not to doing it well. 5 minutes, then you're allowed to quit. Here's why it works. Motivation almost never comes before action. It comes about 90 seconds into it. You're waiting at a bus stop for a bus that only arrives after you start walking. The hardest part of any task isn't the task, it's the transition into it, and 5 minutes is small enough that your brain doesn't fight it. In practice, you'll finish maybe 7 times out of 10 because starting was the whole obstacle. And on the days you genuinely stop after 5 minutes, fine, you still moved. 0 days are what actually kill progress. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a starting problem. This fixes the start. 3 fast ones. Habit 8. One-touch rule for objects. When you pick something up, put it where it belongs, not on the nearest flat surface. That surface is how every messy room begins. Costs 3 seconds, saves you the weekend cleanup you keep dreading. Habit 9. Close the day in 10 minutes. Clear the desk, put the laptop away, wash the dishes. Not because tidiness is virtue, but because your brain needs a signal that the shift is over. Without that signal, work never really ends and evenings never really start. Habit 10. One tab, one task. Every extra tab is an invitation to switch, and every switch costs attention you don't get back. Close them. Your future self doesn't need those 43 tabs, and honestly, neither does your present self. Now, the part that decides whether any of this survives past Thursday. Don't take all 10. Take one. Seriously, one. Attach it to something you already do without thinking. After I brush my teeth, I make the bed. After I close my laptop, I write tomorrow's task. The existing action is the trigger, and that's what makes it automatic instead of remembered. Give it a week. Not because a habit forms in 7 days. That's a myth. It usually takes closer to 2 months, but because a week is long enough to see whether it fits your actual life. And when you miss a day, and you will, the rule is simple. Never miss twice. 1 skip day is noise. 2 in a row is how it quietly ends. So here's the whole thing in one line. You don't need a new life. You need about 10 minutes of your existing one rearranged. Water before coffee. Bed made. 2-minute rule. Phone out of reach. Walk after eating. Tomorrow's task written down. 5 minutes to start. Things put away. Day closed. 1 tab. 10 habits. None longer than 2 minutes. All of them free. Pick one. Attach it to something you already do. Start tomorrow. If this helped, subscribe. And tell me in the comments which one you picked. I read them, and I'm genuinely curious which one people go for first.